All right, good morning, everybody. This is Nate Baer, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in today's video, just want to take a quick look here at the indexes, kind of look at what we've got going on. And then I want to show you a little bit of a different sort of a setup that I'm looking at this week. All right, so with the indexes, we talk every day about where we are, and are we extended? Are we time? Is it due for a pullback? And yeah, I mean, I think we can all pretty much agree it's time for a pullback at some point. When we do get a pullback, to the 21 EMA, that's going to probably become a buying opportunity, just like it has been. We're kind of getting a little bit extended away from that, but we're not at +3 or +4 ATR yet. So, is there room to the upside? Yeah, there probably is. At some point we'll probably get a pullback to the 21 and then a deeper pullback, maybe to the 55. Maybe that'll happen in October, which is historically a little bit volatile, right? But again, I think pullbacks are buying opportunities. Anything we get like this would be a buying opportunity into, November and December, into the end of the year, in my humble opinion. So the story remains mostly the same. A leaning bullish with an eye towards a sudden sort of rug pull. But if we do get that, then we just take it as it comes and we look for opportunities to get long as the dust sort of settles, right? So one of the trades I'm looking at this week is actually in AMD, and they had big news yesterday. Now, if for those of you who are familiar with what's called the earnings profit surge, this is a setup that earnings profit surge. This is a setup that we play a lot, and it basically is it's not a phenomenon. That's not the right word, but basically when a company beats earnings by a good bit, they tend to go higher for 2, 3, 4 weeks afterwards, right? So here's Reddit with a big earnings beat, big push, right? And Google is another example. This was a non-earnings related news, right? To them not having to, break up and sell Chrome. They get that gap up and they just keep working higher. Well, AMD, there's tons of examples of this, but AMD, another good example. I think we are, they've got news yesterday with OpenAI. They gap up, they kind of come in, but I think this is actually going to go break these all-time highs and work higher into earnings, okay? So what I'd like to do is basically just set up a trade where you buy a call and you hold it into earnings, which are on November the 4th, okay? So if we look over here at AMD, get this pulled up, and November the 4th were the earnings. So if we got out past that, you can do November 7th. That's the actual, but I think the thing to do is just to go out to the monthly because you'll have better volatility, better liquidity, and just going out and grabbing these 250 calls, these out of the money calls, with the idea that AMD is going to run up into earnings. Now you're going to have some premium protection because there's an earnings event, so theta won't be as big of an issue as if you bought, say, Friday calls that expire this week. But that's basically the trade. It's very, very simple. There's no necessary stop. You can set that. You could say, hey, I'm going to stop at 50% loss, or I'm going to target 100% gain, which is kind of what I will suggest. But this is not really a technical trade setup. It's a get long with the idea that buying is going to come into this as it approaches its next earnings. Okay, so super simple. I'll get this typed up. And then we'll go from there. But that's kind of what I am looking to do. Maybe buy like half your position today, and then save and scale into some more of your position if it breaches 200. If we did get a breach of 200, I would expect something like, or I would look for something like a breach and then a nice reclaim, and then that would trigger the move higher. So we'll see what happens. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for this week. I hope it helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.